everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and tonight I'm here to talk about a 20th anniversary celebration movie. I don't know if that's what I've been calling them lately, but that's what I'm calling them right now. And that film that I'm going to be talking about today that celebrated its 20th anniversary, actually, in what month was that? Celebrated this 20th anniversary back in, I want to say, January. Yep, back in January. So I'm on time, right? But no, this film celebrated its 20th anniversary on January 16th, 2024 this year. This movie is a something I would consider, me personally, maybe a cult classic, maybe a deep cut classic, maybe just something that a lot of people don't know about. It was based off of a television series. This movie I'm talking about is none other than Teacher's Pet, the movie. This is honestly one of my favorite animated films, one of my favorite films in general. I get a lot of laughs out of this. Every time I watch it, I get a good amount of laughs. There's a lot of great jokes. I have to prop open this door. It's hot in her. Yeah, a lot of great jokes, a lot of snappy dialogue, and just the songs are really, really good to me. I'm gonna tell you why more about why I like this movie and what this movie's about and why you should probably check it out yourself. But before I do that, I want to remind you guys, go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Twitch. Over on Twitch, I do a lot of gaming, and I do the podcast Life's Brick Wall every Thursday night. Also, Instagram. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging anymore. So what I'm going to do over on Instagram is I'm going to do a lot of mini reviews or just reviews on different episodes of TV shows. So basically, I'm going to do my episodic reviews over there. And over here, I'll do my mainline reviews just so I can give you guys more content. I've really been lacking lately, not even going to hold you, but I'm really trying to get back in the groove and the swing of things. So right now, I'm going to be talking about The Acolyte every week. And then when The Boys comes out, I'm going to talk about The Boys every week. And just keep my weeklies going like that over there on Instagram. That way, so you guys over on Instagram can get some good content over there. And the reason to follow over there, a reason to hit the like buttons and comment and all that. And then over here on YouTube, you guys get full movie reviews or, whatever else I decide to put out over here. So, you guys get fed. You guys get fed. But if you're following me on Twitch, you get fed anyway because I do be playing a lot of games. I may not commentate a lot, but I do play games over there. But anyway, that's enough for the plugging all my other channels and letting you know about what I do everywhere else. Now, let's talk about Teacher's Pet, the movie. Yo, so listen, I'm not going to hold you. This movie right here is what really made me realize that the year 2004 was stacked. There were so many movies that came out in 2020 and 2004 that are celebrating their 20th anniversary this year. It is insane. And this is one of the movies that I remember watching because I like the show. So Teacher's Pet as a concept really is about a dog who wants to be a boy. He wants to be a boy because he wants to go to school so desperately. So what this dog decides to do, the dog's name is Spot. He decides to disguise himself as a boy named Scott Ledready II. And his owner, Leonard, goes to school and finds out his secret. And so they pretty much keep it a secret. So, and it's even kind of tougher sometimes during the series. I do remember there being some conflict over making sure that the mom, who is also Leonard and Scott's teacher, doesn't find out the secret. So it did lead the way for a lot of good and interesting plots. I wasn't the biggest fan of the TV series. I will be honest about that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the TV series, but I did watch it. I was a watcher, but I wasn't like oh my gosh, Teacher Pet's coming on at 8 a.m. I gotta watch it. It was like, oh cool, Teacher's Pet at 8. I might check it out. So it's definitely one of those types of shows. The show stars the show and the movie actually star Nathan Lane, who I think Nathan Lane only did like a few episodes at first, and then he was replaced by somebody else. Probably scheduling and stuff like that. Nathan Lane is a big household name. Sean Fleming, who did the voice of Leonard. Excuse me, Deborah Jo Rupp, who many of you may know as the mom from that 70s show. She did the voice of the mom for the TV series and the movie. The movie also stars Kelsey Grammer, David Ogen Steers, Jerry Stiller, who was also in the show, played the bird character, whose name was Cutie Pie, and Rosalind Lander. Now I think David Ogen Steers, if I'm not mistaken, did the voice of the cat, and the cat's name was Jolly, right? No, yeah, the cat's name was Mr. Jolly, and the bird's name was Mr. Cutie or something like that. What was it? Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy was the name of the bird, and Mr. Jolly was the name of the cat. So, this show is this. Oh, Paul Rumors was in this movie as well, and Megan Mullally, and you also got Rob Paulson, veteran voice actor. So, all right, so this movie here serves as the series finale to the entire series, so all of Teacher's Pet. So, and one interesting thing that I forget every time I watch this movie, I always forget this movie came out 2 years after the original series ended. So there was a 2-year gap between the end of the series, like the last episode that aired in 2002, and in 2004 this movie was released. Like I already mentioned, this served as the series finale for the Teacher's Pet TV series. And I gotta say, this was a funny, and still is a very funny film. And it works on its own. I said this actually when I watched this again the other night. I was showing it to a friend for the first time, and I said to myself, I said, yo, this is the perfect story arc. Like from beginning to end, you understand what's going on. And by the end of it, you get a really good, complete arc. And I say that sticks out to me with this movie so much, mostly because of the music as well, because the last musical number is a reprise of the first musical number, but it's now from a different perspective. And I always felt really strongly about this ending, because I was like, oh man, I love that ending, because they go from one song to another. So like it's one song in there, a boy needs a dog and a friend needs a friend, something like that. And so like they go, and excuse my singing voice, it wasn't perfect right there. I'm a little rusty. But so yeah, so it did like so it was like it did the melody like a boy needs a friend and needs a boom act on the back, and then at least there was a dream. And it kind of goes like right back into the first musical number, which is the theme song from the TV show. So it's like it's a very big culmination of everything you've seen in the show. Like I said, I cannot stress this enough. I really, truly, honestly enjoyed this movie. However, I will say, watching it after I haven't watched it since Disney Plus first launched. And even then I kind of vaguely I paid enough attention to remember all the cool parts I love. But this time I actually watched the movie front to back, through and through. And I gotta be honest. I even talked to my mom about this, because I used to watch the movie all the time. My mom was like, "The movie's so strange," and this movie's very strange. This movie is so it's weird. It's a very weird movie. I said that I told somebody before I put this on for my friend. I said, "Yo, listen, this movie is probably the funniest Disney movie since The Emperor's New Groove." I was like, and the only reason this isn't the funniest official Disney movies because it was done by Disney Toon Studios, because it was a television production first, so they had like different production stuff going on there. But if this was like an official Walt Disney Animation Studios movie, this would have been the funniest one, and then Emperor's New Groove, because this movie is freaking hilarious. So like, but like I said, this movie definitely is very, very strange. It is very strange. It is weird, and it's fine with being weird, and it goes very weird places. Like the overarching plot of this movie and the show, consequently, is that, like I already mentioned, Scott wants to be a real boy. He wants to be an actual boy, so he doesn't have to hide between being a dog and being a boy and going to school and stuff like that. That's his wish. He wants to be, he has the Pinocchio thing going on. So one day, when Leonard and his mom get the chance to go on a vacation in the principal's RV, but the only Winnebago. Let me say Winnebago, because I've never heard the word Winnebago in that movie until I watched it recently, and I always swore they said RV. But when they got into the principal's Winnebago, the only rule was that there are no dogs allowed. And so obviously Scott can't go. But while Scott's at home, he finds out about a scientist who has been working on an experiment to turn animals into people. And so Scott goes to find this guy, and of course, shenanigans ensue. Scott gets what he wished for, but is it really what he wished for? I will not spoil. That's what I won't do. If you've never seen Teacher's Pet, the movie, I will not spoil the twist that comes with Scott becoming a real boy. It is so funny. And then from there are two things that just go off the fucking wall. Like, at one point, like I can say this, the boy decides, hey, maybe if I become a dog, then I can keep my best friend. And I wish I could tell you that, but that's just one of the twists. The other one, I watched this the other night. I said, yo, I cannot believe they really did that though. Like, that's crazy. They had this thing going on when everybody do this, and this character suggests that he does this and that. I'm like, yo. So the movie really is a weird movie. And not just that, but some of the humor is very snappy. And I think a lot of that is in thanks to Nathan Lane, who is just a phenomenal actor, voice actor, just phenomenal. I love Nathan Lane. He's just such a great talent. For those of you who don't know who Nathan Lane is, think Timon from The Lion King. The voice of Timon, that's who Nathan Lane is. So you're welcome. But yeah, this movie it has so many great visual gags, so many great verbal gags, so many well-told jokes. It's a very tight pace. I will say it does slow down somewhere in the middle because they actually say, okay, wait, we have an actual story to tell, so let's do some actual story work here and da. But after they get that out the way, it just gets wacky and rompy. It's just so fun to watch and just very fun to spend time in that world. The songs, I mentioned the songs earlier, the songs are so good. Like, I like all the songs except for one. And that's just because I just don't really care for it naturally. But it still is a very well-structured song. It's the song that the bird sings. It's small but mighty when you're small, yet mighty you and all, something like that. And it's an interesting song. I just never really favored that one. I always favored the one that they did where when Scott was turned into a real boy. There's a musical number that happens, and it's just, I can't really talk much about it because it spoils the movie, but that musical number was so good. And even the visuals that accompany it were so good. Like, this is a movie that has a lot of visual gags. This is a movie that has a lot of visual gags. And like I said, the jokes and the dialogue is just as good. This movie just ridden with jokes all over it. And I thought, and critics thought the same thing. I'm talking about how well the jokes was. I'm talking about how well put together this movie was, how it serves as a really good series finale. Like, it's just like, if you watch the show, you get a bonus of the feels of like, wow, this is a complete story. I love how this goes. But even if you just watch it for the movie and just see the all 90 something minutes from beginning to end, I feel like you will get like, wow, that's a complete story. Like, it was an insane ride to get here. And some of this just really didn't make a lot of sense, just in terms of like, why the hell would they do that? And then how did they get away with this in the kids movie? But outside of that, it's a very well put together movie. I really have to say, like, you guys know, I review movies, I watch movies, I love movies. And this has one of the most complete and fulfilling story arcs I've ever seen in a movie. And I put that on it. It's not just because I'm a fan of the movie or anything. It's honest. And it's punctuated by the music numbers, especially that last one. Like, when they go right into that, and he's like now singing the song that he sang in the beginning from a different perspective. And as someone who was a casual fan of the show, it's just, I'm always hearing born on the wrong end of the leash, she was a dreamer and a little schemer. Now hearing like back on the right end of the leash, I'm not a dreamer. Like, like whatever he says, it's really good. Like, I'm like, wow, like you realize you know, he's like, I'm proud to be a dog. Like, this is so good. I spoiled some of it for you, but it's just such a good musical number. So the musical numbers are fun. Like I said, everything about this movie is fun, and I caught a lot of laughs. And like I said before, critics do agree that this is a good movie because it has 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of positive reviews I read from there, just saying how good the dialogue, how great the jokes were, how, you know, just how it what is it? What is it? What is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but it really, it's not afraid to be what it is. It's not afraid to be weird. It's not afraid to be over silly. It's not afraid to make these crazy jokes. It just does what it knows to do. And I love that. That's one of the things I love about this movie. It does what it does. And it's great. It's a fucking great movie. I really love this movie. 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. Me, honestly, I'll give this movie a 4.9 out of 5 stars. Whoa, 4.9 out of 5 stars. Just praise the hell out of this movie. Well, the 4.9 really comes from the middle of the movie. I always remember that being a slower part. But even then, it has a lot of great moments, right? But I don't know. I give it naturally, I give it a 4.9, but like the highest of a 4.9, like a highest of the 4.9. This is such a great comedy. It's such a great animated movie. I'm glad it got made. I'm glad it is, you know, just something that exists, you know. So if you don't have to watch any episode of Teacher's Pet, you don't have to watch not 1 second of the series. You get everything you need in the movie. Trust me, you get everything you need in the movie. Now, if you want to know some more about the characters, then sure, feel free to go watch the TV series. All of it's available on Disney Plus now anyway. So check it out. Teacher's Pet, Disney's Teacher's Pet, the movie, now available to stream on Disney Plus as well with the series Teacher's Pet. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys right now. So that's it. Happy 20 years to Teacher's Pet, the movie, even though it was back in January, but still 20 years this year, this movie has existed, and I do hope more people get to find this, enjoy it, and you know, just pass it down, keep passing it down. It's a great movie. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this review. Subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Let me know, did you ever watch Teacher's Pet, the movie? Do you think that it was good? Do you think the movie was too weird for your taste? Let me know down in the comments below. Follow us on social media, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, X, all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, loved ones that we exist. Keep us in prayers, all that good stuff. And until next time, man, y'all be easy, stay breezy. Stay tuned to the Instagram for the reviews of the boys and the continued reviews of Acolyte. Until next time, peace.